4 years after leaving the White House, Trump is set to move back in. Millions of Americans voted to give him a second chance, but there are those who are not very happy about this win.
I see the way that these grown men and occasionally women act when they are behind the comfort of a keyboard. I see the hate that this world harbors towards women, towards LGBTQ+, towards people of color, towards everyone who is not this mold. Today, this country has proven to us that they hate women, people of color, LGBTQ+ members, everyone else more than they hate a literal felon. That is how much hatred they harbor for women, and I fear that things are not going to get better. This is not moving in the direction of things becoming better. They have won the presidency, they have won the Senate, and they will probably be winning the House. The GOP will have full control to pass and do whatever they want without being stopped, and we have seen what that means. We have seen their playbooks and their projects and their plans. I genuinely do believe that we are about to witness the downfall of an entire country.
Trump has once again stunned the world, and while he's been involved in multiple legal battles, his return to the White House is set to reshape U.S. politics. Trump's approach has gained huge support from many Americans.
He won the electoral, he won the popular vote, he got more votes than last time he was president. Just a total ringing endorsement for the Republicans and Donald Trump, and an indictment against the Democrats. A lot of people are asking, like, how did Trump get more votes than he got last time? Well, here's the answer. Because people like myself, independents or moderates, the Democrats gave us no choice. The Democrats gave us no choice. That was the worst campaign, and their pure arrogance and their moral superiority have driven people away. If you say you're voting for Trump, suddenly you're a Nazi, you're Hitler, you're garbage. Enough. Enough. Like, yeah, I'm sure there's racists in the party, just like there's crazy people and assholes and racists in the Democratic Party, all right? But millions and millions and millions and millions of people vote for Trump. He won clear, he won decisive. So when you call us that, and when you say that, you're calling the majority of the country racist. I don't think you get the words of what that means. You are alienating all this middle ground people by acting like you're better than us, smarter than us, and frankly, insulting our intelligence. Trump's the threat to democracy. That was the entire Democratic campaign. It wasn't about policy, because everyone knew we want change. We're not happy with the borders, the Middle East, the economy, inflation. And Kamala consistently said she was no different than Joe Biden, wouldn't do anything different than Joe Biden, last person in the room. Her pitch to the people was, Trump is Hitler, Trump is bad, he's a dictator. Again, we're not stupid. The Democrats were the one who were saying Joe Biden was mentally fit for 2 years when he was a vegetable and couldn't even make it off stage from giving a speech, and the Democrats would lie to our face and say the videos were edited, altered. They weren't. Then, after the primary is over, they stage a coup, get rid of Joe, put in Kamala, and suddenly she's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Same woman who ran for president got 0 votes. Same woman who can't even answer a question how she's different from Biden. Ran one of the worst campaigns I've ever seen. Just strictly, her entire campaign was fear-mongering. What will Trump as a dictator? It'll be the end of democracy. It's garbage. It's garbage.
Trump's circle of influence has shifted since his first term in office. While his daughter Ivanka Trump and her husband Jared Kushner were once prominent campaign surrogates and senior White House staffers, they've since stepped away from the daily politics. Instead, Trump has found himself relying on other people like Elon Musk.
You get taxed on what you own, you get taxed on what you buy, and you get taxed on what you own. And it's like, okay, this is, you know, taxes, taxes, taxes. And, you know, and then what does it get spent on? A bunch of the stuff it gets spent on you don't even agree with. So, you know, that's why we need to reduce the size of government and just spend less money and, you know, let the people keep a lot more of their hard-earned money. You know, yeah. So.
As Bitcoin surged, a number of other currencies have not done so well against the American dollar. The European Union and countries like China and Mexico are worried about tariffs.
Would be, how are the tariffs implemented, and what would the U.S. be getting in return? I think there's this misperception that day one of Trump, we're going to have tariffs across the board, X%, and this is my guess. And in China, it's going to be at least 60%, maybe higher. To me, it's going to be more nuanced. It's going to be very transactional. In other words, tariffs are going to be used in large part as a tool to essentially have more fair trade.
Besides trade difficulties and tariffs, a number of Eastern European countries fear that Trump may undermine America's support for NATO.
Now, NATO has to treat the U.S. fairly, because if it's not for the United States, NATO literally doesn't even exist. But they took advantage of us, like most countries do.
Okay, I mean, this is being used in Brussels as we've got to have a European defence force, even talk of Brussels having a nuclear weapon. Let's just try and get somewhere on this. If they start to pay their bills properly and the club is fair, are places like Poland defended? Will America be there?
Yeah, but the United States should pay its fair share, not everybody else's fair share.
No, fair enough.
I believe the United States was paying 90% of NATO, the cost of NATO. It could be 100%. It was the most unfair thing. And don't forget, it's more important to them than it is to us. We have an ocean in between some problems, okay? We have a nice, big, beautiful ocean. And it's more important for them. They were taking advantage, and they did. They took advantage of us on trade, and they took advantage on...
So if they play fair, if they start to play fair, America's there.
Yes, 100%.
Internationally, the U.S. plays a key role in setting climate agendas and influencing other countries' environmental policies. The Trump administration could reduce the U.S. involvement in climate pacts, placing more emphasis on economic gains and less on environmental agreements. Sources familiar with his plan have said that Trump has multiple executive orders and regulation reversals ready to go as soon as he takes office. If you like the video, subscribe to World of Finance TV and turn on notifications. We bring a different approach to finance, and we're trying to grow our community.